Hello, my name is Gabriela, and I'm going to tell you all the muscles involved in cutting this beautiful watermelon. So, first, you are standing straight up, and you have to do a movement of flexion of your elbow. So, you have to use two muscles, the biceps brachii and the brachialis. So, this is the first movement. So, you are like this, and you have to do a movement of pronation like this, and for that you have to use two muscles. You have to use the pronator teres and the pronator quadratus. The pronator teres only works with movement of resistance, and the pronator quadratus works with every movement of pronation. So you are like this in this position, and you have to grab the knife. You have to do this movement like this. So to grab a knife, you have to use 12 muscles. And we are going to make teams of muscles. We're going to call them general muscles and singular muscles, okay? Let's start with the general muscles. The general muscles are the palmar interossei muscles and the dorsal interossei muscles, and these are going to help us to do this movement and this movement. In this case, we only want this movement. This helps us to do the flexion of the phalanges, like this, but only this, from the second to the fifth phalange. So this movement is made. Our next muscles are the flexor digitorium superficialis muscle and the flexor digitorium profundus muscle, and these muscles are going to help us to also flex our phalanges from second to fifth, but also our wrist. So this movement is made by these two muscles. So let's start with the singular muscles. The only two phalanges that have their own group of muscles are the thumb and the pinky. So let's start with the muscles of the thumb. The muscles of the thumb are 5. So let's start. The first muscle is the adductor of the thumb, and it makes the movement of adduction. So it's like this. Okay, the second one is opponent's pollicis, that works together with abductor pollicis brevis and flexor pollicis brevis and makes this movement. And the last one is flexor pollicis longus, that makes this movement. Yep. So these 5 muscles helps doing the grabbing of an object. So let's go with the pinky. That is the other phalange that has their own team of muscles, and these only have two muscles. The first one is the flexor digiti minimi brevis. It makes this movement. I'm sorry, I can't do it. And the second one is the opponent's digiti minimi and makes these movements, such as the thumb one. And yeah, that's all for the muscles of the grabbing of the knife, and I'm going to show you the other muscles right now. So now I'm grabbing my knife like this, and I am just about to cut my watermelon. Just imagine I have the watermelon in here and I am just about to cut it. So imagine that because there is no watermelon in here. So what do? I just go like this, and what do? You know? You see that? I make a movement with my arm. I abduct my arm. No? And of course, I need another team of muscles, and I'm going to tell you what muscles. So for the movement of abduction of the arm, we need 5 muscles. We need the deltoid, that is like in here. We need the supraspinatus, the musculus teres minor, the subscapular, and infraspinatus. And all of these 5 make the movement of abduction of the arm, like this. So finally, we are going to start cutting our watermelon. But first, we need to get out of this position because we are like this. And we need to make this movement to start cutting, you know. And we need to extend our elbow. And for that, yeah, you guess, we need another muscles. We need 2 muscles. We need the triceps brachii that has 3 heads, the long head, the lateral head, and the medial head. And we need our muscle anconeus. But also, if you just make this movement, you have to do this movement. And for that, you have to flex your wrist. And you have to use 2 more muscles that are the flexor corpi ulnaris muscle and the flexor corpi radialis muscle. And you can do this movement. So you are like this, flexioning your wrist, and you have to extend your wrist because you can't cut a watermelon. Well, maybe, but you have to make this movement, right? So you have to extend your wrist. You need 4 muscles. Your extensor carpis radialis longus, brevis, and ulnaris. So finally, to cut our fruit, we need our latissimus dorsi to pull our arm backwards and get our job done.